What is up, guys? It's Superken for Superken Gaming. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, leave a comment saying hi, and thumbs up. If you like the video already, share this video with your friends. And these are the 10 best games released in the 1980s. Number 10, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Is a boxing sports fighting game for the NES developed and published by Nintendo in 1987. Punch-Out! Features a boxer known as Little Mac, fighting his way up through the ranks of the World Video Boxing Association. This game got great reception from critics, and in 2008, Nintendo listed it as the 17th best game ever to be on a Nintendo system. Number 9, Contra. Contra, also known as Geyser in Europe and Oceania, is a 1987 run-and-gun action game developed and published by Konami, originally released as a coin-operated arcade game on February 20th, 1987. A home version was released for the NES in 1988, along with ports for the PC. Much of the game's popularity came from its two-player simultaneous gameplay, which was an uncommon feature in video games at the time of Contra's release, and is one of the toughest games to beat. Number 8, Sid Meier's Pirates. Sid Meier's Pirates is an action-adventure game created by Sid Meier and developed and published by Microprose in 1987 for the Mac, PC, Atari, NES, and Sega Genesis. Pirates was a groundbreaking game in its era, having much more appeal for a wider variety of gamers in the strategy game genre. It went on to win multiple awards the year it came out, including Action Game of the Year and Best Screen Graphics. Number 7, Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2, known in Japan as Rockman 2 Dr. Wily no Natsu, is an action platform game developed and published by Konami for the NES in 1988. Though the first Mega Man game had relatively low sales, Mega Man 2 was a huge success. Since its release, Mega Man 2 has sold over 1.5 million copies worldwide, and that's not counting Game Boy ports or Virtual Console sales. This game is the highest selling in the Mega Man series and is Capcom's 30th highest selling title. Mega Man 2 was critically praised for having improved audio visuals, new power-ups, and a new password system, and though still pretty tough to master, was made much more accessible than the original, which may have in the long run helped its success. Number 6, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is an arcade game released by Nintendo in 1981. It's an early example of the platform game genre, as the gameplay focuses on maneuvering the main character across a series of platforms while dodging and jumping over obstacles. In the game, Mario, originally named Mr. Video and then Jumpman, must rescue a damsel in distress named Pauline, originally named Lady, from a giant ape named Donkey Kong. The hero and ape later became two of Nintendo's most popular and recognizable characters. Donkey Kong is one of the most important titles from the golden age of arcade video games and is one of the most popular arcade games of all time. Number 5, Miss Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man is an arcade game from the Golden Age released in North America in 1981. This game introduced a female protagonist, new maze designs, and several other improved gameplay changes over the original Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man actually started as an enhancement kit for Pac-Man called Crazy Otto. The game went through several name changes. The original name was going to be Pac-Woman. That name was eventually dropped and then Miss Pac-Man was chosen. But because of the family imagery in the third intermission, protests were feared about the Pac couple having a Pac baby out of wedlock. The name was changed to Mrs. Pac-Man and then finally to Ms. Pac-Man. Number 4, The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda, subtitled The Hyrule Fantasy in the original Japanese release, is an action-adventure video game developed and published by Nintendo and designed by Shigeru Miyamoto and Takashi Tezuka for the NES in 1986. The Legend of Zelda was a bestseller for Nintendo, selling over 6.5 million copies. It was the first NES title to sell over 1 million. It went on to win numerous awards, such as Game Radar's third best NES game ever made. Number 3, Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Is a platforming game developed and published by Nintendo for the NES. Released as a sequel to the 1983 game Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. Was released in Japan and North America in 1985 and Europe and Australia 2 years later. Gamer or not, we've all played Super Mario Bros. I'm pretty sure it's a human requirement. We're born with a theme from World 1-1 stuck in our head. This game was praised for its precise controls, cast of characters, and variety of levels. Super Mario Bros. Success led to the development of many successors in the Super Mario series of video games. The gameplay concepts and elements established in Super Mario Bros. Are prevalent in nearly every Super Mario game. This game has sold over 40 million copies, making it the best-selling video game in the entire Mario series. Number 2, Tetris. Tetris is a tile-matching puzzle game originally designed and programmed by Russian game designer Alexei Pajitnov in 1984. Tetris is easily one of the most addictive games and probably the greatest puzzle game ever made. You can play this game pretty much anywhere. It's timeless, just as addictive when it came out as it is now. Since its release, it's won many awards, including Electronic Gaming Month's Greatest Game of All Time award in 2007 and IGN's second place Greatest Video Game of All Time in 2010. And number 1, Super Mario Bros. 3. No one saw this coming because you punks think this is a 90s game, but guess what? It's not. Super Mario Bros. 3 is a platforming game developed and published by Nintendo for the NES, originally in Japan in late 1988, and came to North America a year and a half later in early 1990. This game was praised for its gameplay, replayability, sound, and graphics. Even I remember being amazed by its look and ambition as a kid. Super Mario Bros. 3 is filled with secrets, has perfect level design, is easily one of the most influential games of all time, and probably one of the highest rated and most praised games, sitting at the top of many people's lists as the greatest game of all time. Thank you guys so much for watching my top 10 list of the 1980s. If I missed a game, let me know down in the comment section. If you disagree, let me know. But thank you guys for watching. Tune in next week for my top 10 games of the 1990s. If I decide not to do a year by year for the 90s, I don't know yet. Maybe I'll do a year by year for the 90s. Maybe I'll group it up in the 90s and start again with 1996. But thanks for watching.